Hey dolls, so I just finished washing my hair and deep conditioning and I'm getting ready to style, but for the style that I'm gonna do, I wanted to work with stretched hair. So today I am going to be showing you dolls 3 different ways to avoid damage and safely stretch your hair for any styles that you wanna do. So I just finished applying my LOC products to all 4 sections of my hair, and for the front section I will be using one method. For the left back section, I will be using a second method, and for the right back section, I will be using my third method. So let's get started with the front. So for the first method, I'm going to be using the tension method with my blow dryer, and I'm using my nozzle attachment instead of a comb attachment because we don't want any direct heat. So instead of combing through your hair, applying direct heat, we are going to use the nozzle, hold this from a distance, and stretch our hair very safely, although we're using a blow dryer. I'm also going to be using warm heat on the lowest setting, and I'm also going to use the cool shot a little bit just so that I'm not applying too much heat even though it's warm on the lowest setting. So once your hair is smooth and detangled, let me get all of my hair in the frame. Once your hair is smooth and detangled, you're just going to hold it by the ends. Take your blow dryer, and I am going to hold it from a distance, holding it from about here, a few inches away, a couple inches away from my hair. I'm holding it from a distance, and I am just going to go up and down the shaft of my hair. So I'm not going to get too close to the hair where the heat is directly on my strands. You want to create a little distance so that the air is just blowing towards your hair, but heat is not directly on your hair. So about a few inches away. So you're going to continue to hold it and start to blow dry your hair. And you're going to continue doing this for about 10 to 15 minutes, and your hair should be nice and stretched. It's about, I would say, 70% dry, and it hasn't even been a full 5 minutes. So 10 to 15 minutes should definitely stretch your hair completely to the point where it's completely dry and all the way stretched. But if you do decide to leave it like this, you have to keep in mind that since your hair is still a little damp, it still has a chance of reverting. So if you are gonna leave it like this, at this point I would 2-strand twist it and tie it into a Bantu knot to make sure that it stays stretched. But if you do leave it out like this, whatever parts are still wet are going to revert. So I am going to do probably another 5 minutes to completely stretch it and make sure that it's 100% dry. So yeah, gonna go back with the blow dryer for a few more minutes. Minutes, and it is now completely dry. So I would say it took a total of about 10 minutes for me to completely stretch this section, and we are going to do the same thing to the other side now. And like I said, just to make sure that your hair stays stretched and does not revert at all, I'm just going to take it and 2-strand twist this section very tightly. 2-strand twist, and then I'm going to tie this into a Bantu knot just to make sure that this remains stretched while I do the rest of my head. I just can't Sections are done and completely stretched, and I am going to move on to the left back section. Now for this section, what I'm gonna do is make sure it's detangled just like we did the first 2 sections. Always make sure it's detangled and smoothed so that your hair does not dry or stretch with any knots in it. So for this section, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna 2-strand twist this while it's wet, and that's how we're gonna leave it. So I have my twist, and I am going to keep it just like this, and I'm going to let this air dry. So I'm gonna leave this twist just like this so that I can give you dolls options for if you don't want to start with wet hair like I did. Maybe you have an old style, maybe your hair is already semi-stretched a little bit and you just want to stretch it a little more to get more length. So I'm gonna let this dry and show you dolls how you can stretch dry hair. Now for this section, we are going to leave it just like this. All this is a Bantu knot pretty much. So I just took wet hair, made sure, again, make sure it's fully detangled, and then I am just going to twist it just like you would a Bantu knot. Just twist it all the way down to your ends. And once you get to your end, you are going to twist it in a little Bantu knot. Just like that. And we're gonna leave that right there. So I am now going to let these two dry a bit. These are already done. Now I'm gonna let these two air dry, and I'll be back to show you dolls how you can stretch already dried hair. Okay, so these two sections are dry. I mean, they feel pretty dry. I would say they're like 95% dry right now. So I'm gonna take this twist out. So when I want to stretch my hair on an old style, or when I just don't feel like wetting my hair and doing everything over, I'm also liking these waves though. I kind of want to keep it like this. I like this. But anyway, so this section is going to be for you dolls who are not working on wet hair like I did with these first two sections. For this section, we are going to steam. Yes. So this isn't just good for stretching your hair. You can use a steamer to add moisture to your hair and elasticity. So for you dolls who want to stretch your already dry hair, I'm going to show you how to do that using a steamer. So it's already filled up with water, and I'm just waiting for it to warm up. See that steam action going on there? There you go. So I'm going to take this steamer and just run it through my hair. And there we have it. Stretched perfectly with the steam. And it's very soft too. The steam makes your hair so much softer and so much more manageable. You can see it's just as stretched as the first two sections. Pretty much the same exact. Don't see any curl. It's just nice and looks like a fresh blowout. So for the first section, you might not have a blow dryer, so you can steam. Now, if you don't have a blow dryer or a steamer, don't worry, I got you covered with the third method. Let's get into it. So for the final section, I didn't do anything to this. All I did was apply my products just how I did to all four sections, and then I just put this in a jumbo Bantu knot. I am gonna tell you, it does take a bit longer for it to dry when it's this way. So if I am stretching my hair like this, I usually do it overnight. So I'm gonna take this out and show you guys how this looks. And this is the Bantu knot dried. As you can see, I don't have much of a curl pattern. It's pretty much blown out just like the rest of the sections. Just gonna take my wide tooth comb and brush through that section just to make it a little bit more fluffy. Nice and stretched out, and this was using absolutely nothing. All I did was roll the hair while it was wet. This is with no tools. So if you don't have a blow dryer and you don't have a steamer, you can still stretch your hair, girl. You can still stretch that hair. I'm gonna twist this one up too, just so you guys can see. Like I said, twist all four sections to make sure that your hair does not revert. So now I'm gonna take these down so you guys can see what they all look like. And you will see. I just can't. Alright, so my hair is completely stretched now. And as you can see, although we used 3 different methods, it is still evenly stretched. As you can see, it is completely evenly stretched. You can't really tell the differences in the methods that I used. And this is it, dolls. These are the results from 3 different ways to safely stretch your hair. If you don't have any tools, it is okay. This section did not have any tools or anything used to stretch, and it is just as stretched as this side that used a steamer. So if you don't have a steamer or blow dryer, okay, can't nothing stop a natural girl when she really wants to do something with her hair, right? If you don't have any tools, don't feel discouraged. You can make it happen either way. Now you have nice, beautiful stretched hair that you can do anything with. I could throw some flexi rods in here, some perm rods, twist braids for a nice jumbo wave, anything. That's about it, dolls. I hope you enjoyed this video, and more importantly, I hope you learned something from this video. Let me know what you dolls want to see next, and I will see you in the next upload. Bye. Once I finished stretching my hair, I went ahead and styled. So to see how I got this look, just click the link below. I just can't.